So, Kenny, first of all, I want to say thank you for opening up your doors to us for our first sports and entertainment summit.
Absolutely.
And it was incredible. And we're here at Chandelier, one of the premier spots I've learned about in the city of Detroit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit. What made you become this like serial entrepreneur who's like taking over downtown?
Yeah, so I've always had a passion for hospitality, and I kind of didn't know it. I started off DJing and throwing parties when I was in high school and in college. And I just think it was a natural progression to learn the back end of the business. So we opened up District 78 in July of 2023. And then we were blessed to be able to open Chandelier, which we're at right now, as well as Pacos and Tizzas next door. And we're looking to expand our portfolio even more. We're going to be opening up another space in Southfield. So we just want to spread our love for hospitality and let as many people as possible be able to tap in with us.
So you're part of this resurgence, or I say rebirth of like Detroit, right? I can't help to hear about all the Black entrepreneurs who have all these robust businesses. So what inspired you to become a business owner? Because entrepreneur life isn't easy.
Oh, it's very hard. It's a lot of hours away from your family. It's late nights and early mornings. We call it a cloping when you close, and you got to be right back in the morning to open.
I got to use that.
But, it just wanted to help fill a void. Detroit is the comeback city, right? And, we're exceeding expectations in the tech field and in other fields. So why not also on hospitality? So that's what our goal as Elevated Ventures, our hospitality company, is to fill that void, to let Detroiters and Metro Detroiters and tourists from around the world experience first-class hospitality and different experiences right here in Detroit.
So, one of the things that we're going around the city, we're interviewing other entrepreneurs and just looking at different communities. And one thing about Culture Craze, we're all about like, how do we empower our people to build community? How do we pour back and give back to everyone in our community? What are some things that you would say that you see that Detroit needs right now?
What do we need right now? Detroit, to be honest, we just need to be ready, right? Like, we are getting so many different opportunities thrown at us. We were honored to be able to host the NFL draft in Metro Detroit.
That was incredible.
Which it was very incredible, and I felt like it shined a new light on the city to be able to show that, hey, we are a world-class city. We can host the NFL draft, which brought hundreds of thousands of people to the city of Detroit. Also going on this weekend is the Afro Nation Festival, and it's the only U.S. stop is in Metro Detroit. So now this is showing that, hey, we have the infrastructure to be able to host these major events. So we look forward to hosting even more big events. Like I said, we have the NFL draft. We need NBA All-Star Weekend now. We need MLB All-Star. We need any and every type of event that will attract people to Detroit to show them that, hey, we're just as good as any of these other major cities out there, if not better.
Yeah, I'd say that definitely, if not better, right? So what do you see the future for your company?
The future of Elevated Ventures, man, is, we're toddlers, right? We're less than 2 years old, and we will have 4 businesses open in the next 30 days. So, and our goal was, I think, 3 and 5 years, and we're going to be at 4 in under 2. So personally, I'm just excited to see, where God takes us, where the wind blows us. I don't want to say we're going to go right and then maybe we end up going left.
Right.
I don't think it's limited to just Metro Detroit. I could see us having something in Arizona or Houston.
Or Vegas.
I would love to be in Vegas.
I can see you guys in Vegas.
I typically only do 2-3 days in Vegas, but if we got something there, I might be there for 2-3 weeks at a time.
Kenny, tell me, how did you get started and what inspired you to become this insanely successful entrepreneur?
Gotcha. So I started off actually hosting parties and with the goal of getting on the radio. So I did that for a number of years, from hosting parties to promotions to managing venues part-time, with just the goal of, being on a radio star. And once I obtained that radio job, it was like, okay, what's next? So I was blessed to be able to open a rooftop in Greektown, which we had open for 5 years. It was actually one of the number one rooftop nightclubs and sports bars in the Midwest. And that just kind of showed me like, hey, what other opportunities are there in Metro Detroit, in the entertainment field, in the nightlife, and in the hospitality field? What other type of venues can we open? What type of voids can we fill? So that's when we started with District 78. And, our niche was vibe dining. We brought DJs into a restaurant and created that type of upbeat dining experience, which now we've been blessed to be able to open up Chandelier. And we have DJs here with our sushi and our raw bar. So I guess now more so my goal is just to open up more venues to where we come in and fill those voids and create new experiences. Not just for people here, but also people that live around the country. We got people, we always get a variety of different visitors.
What are some challenges you face as being like a father? You have children and you're an entrepreneur.
Oh my God, time management is the hardest part. I have a 1-year-old and I've been married for less than 2 years. So, they say that's still the honeymoon phase. So I'm trying to balance a newborn, well, she's 1 now, but also a new marriage, new businesses. So, and it's no blueprint for none of this. Like, there's nowhere that I can seek out to say, hey, how much time should I be spending on work? How much time do I need to delegate to my wife? How much time do I delegate, to my daughter? So I just think that's the hardest thing, is figuring out that good time balance for work and, being able to take my phone off, put it on Do Not Disturb, and being able to walk away so I can spend that undivided attention with my wife and with my daughter.
So how does mentorship, do you have any mentors, or was there anyone that you look to as you step into this role as an entrepreneur? And you have multiple businesses, so is there anyone that you could talk to, or you have a mentor?
I wouldn't say it's just one person, but there's definitely a lot of people that I've worked for and that I just observe, and I kind of just, I stand back and try to figure out, okay, how is this person handling it? You know what I'm saying? He's got a wife and a kid, and I see that he steps away, and even in my our partnership here, I look at some of my other partners that are married and have kids, and I'm like, yo, this guy isn't as accessible as I am. Maybe I need to, block off a little bit more of my time for my family.
So what advice would you give to someone else in Detroit that's watching this story or watching your trajectory in Detroit that wants to, be in the hospitality business too?
Be afraid to be broke, because every day is not a profitable day. And just be prepared to do everything and be open to doing everything, new challenges every day. No 2 days in a restaurant or in the hospitality business are the same. You can have an amazing day on Saturday and then Sunday can fall apart and go to hell. It's very rewarding when you're an entrepreneur and own businesses, but it's hard, and it's not really running a business that's hard. The hard part is really managing people.
Yeah.
It's very hard, but it's very rewarding. And it's a big deal. Like when you pay people, like you're not just responsible for them. You're responsible for their families. You're responsible for their livelihoods and their well-being. And that's not something I take lightly. So patience is probably the biggest thing. You got to be patient and have an open mind to everything.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, like, the biggest thing I learned about being an entrepreneur is that you have to get used to hearing no's.
Absolutely.
And having patience, because not everything's going to be overnight success. And it's, the persistence and the perseverance that really pays off.
You already know that.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having us.
Hey, thank y'all for having me. And thank y'all for choosing our venues to be a part of your amazing experience.
Always.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.